Since day one of his campaign, Donald Trump's been vowing to crack down on illegal immigration, and he's just detailed how he plans to do it, unveiling an agenda that includes a repeal of the president's executive orders.
What do you do about the DACA order now, where you've had this Grandfather Dream Act, however you want to refer to it, the executive order that the president
the executive order gets rescinded. One good thing
you'll rescind that one too.
One good thing
you'll rescind the Dream Act executive order.
Have to.
DACA.
We have to make a whole new set of standards, and when people come in, they have to come in.
You're going to split up families.
Chuck,
you're going to deport children.
Chuck, no, we're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them
together out. But they have to go.
What if they have no place to go?
We will work with them. They have to go. Chuck, we either have a country or we don't have a country.
One thing Trump doesn't lack is confidence. He's certain Americans are going to be happy with this plan to deport millions of illegals.
Chuck, it'll work out so well. You will be so happy. In 4 years, you're going to be interviewing me, and you're going to say, what a great job you've done, President Trump. You're going to say, you have done one of the great jobs. It's going to happen. And you know what? The good people are going to be able to come back, but they're going to come back legally.
Okay, well, it sounds like he has a plan. He's trying to explain it to Chuck. He's like, Chuck. He said, well, you're going to break up families? No, we're going to keep the families together. What are you going to do with families? They have to go. We'll work with them. They have to go. So what he's saying is the whole family will be deported. Am I wrong?
Karen, my dad was born in Poland. I know a little bit about the immigrant experience. Nobody has ever asked me for my birth certificate. Maybe it has something to do with the color of my skin.
Discussion on the campaign trail, also about border security and immigration. So let's talk about immigration. Senator Rubio, you co-authored a bill with Democrats 2 years ago that allowed a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Do you still support that path to citizenship, which means giving those immigrants rights like the right to vote?
Yeah. Immigration is not an issue that I read about in the newspaper or watch a documentary on PBS or CNN. It's an issue I've lived around my whole life. My family are immigrants. My wife's family are immigrants. All of my neighbors are immigrants. I see every aspect of this problem, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And here's what we learned in 2013. The American people don't trust the federal government to enforce our immigration laws. And we will not be able to do anything on immigration until we first prove to the American people that illegal immigration is under control. And we can do that. We know what it takes to do that. It takes at least 20,000 more additional border agents. It takes completing those 700 miles of fencing. It takes a mandatory E-Verify system and a mandatory entry-exit tracking system to prevent visa overstays. After we've done that, the second thing we have to do is reform and modernize the legal immigration system. And after we've done those two things, I think the American people are going to be very reasonable with what do you do with someone who's been in this country for 10 or 12 years, who hasn't otherwise violated our laws because if they're a criminal they can't stay. They'll have to undergo a background check, pay a fine, start paying taxes, and ultimately they'll be given a work permit. And that's all they're going to be allowed to have for at least 10 years. But you can't even get to that third step until you've done the other two things. And that was the lesson we learned in 2013. There is no trust that the federal government will enforce the law. They will not support you until they see it done first.
Border security is national security. And, you know, one of the most troubling aspects of the Rubio-Schumer Gang of Eight bill was that it gave President Obama blanket authority to admit refugees, including Syrian refugees, without mandating any background checks whatsoever. Now, we've seen what happened in San Bernardino. When you're letting people in, when the FBI can't vet them, it puts American citizens at risk. And I tell you, if I'm elected president, we will secure the border. We will triple the border control. We will build a wall that works, and I'll get Donald Trump to pay for it.
I'll build it.
We'll just end by saying this. You don't make America great by getting rid of everything that made America great. And